The champagne bottle explodes against the VIP booth wall, glass raining down like diamonds, and Zara knows she's about to watch someone die. The Korean man who just shattered $1,000 bottle is across the club, perfectly still in the shadows, his dark eyes locked on the hand gripping her wrist. He doesn't move, doesn't blink, but everyone in Club Azure suddenly goes quiet, like the building itself is holding its breath. "Let go," Zara says calmly to the drunk businessman whose fingers are leaving marks on her skin. He laughs, pulling her closer. "Come on, sweetheart. One dance." The temperature drops 20 degrees. Then that voice cuts through the bass, smooth, cold, Korean accented. "You have 3 seconds to remove your hand." 48 hours earlier, the hospital bracelet cuts into Zara's wrist as she scrubs the third bathroom of her double shift. 2 years in Seoul. And this is what her nursing degree got her. Working as a janitor at Club Azure because her credentials don't transfer, because her savings are gone, because her mother's cancer treatment back in Houston costs more than Zara makes in 6 months. She's 29 years old, on her knees scrubbing toilets at 2 a.m., and her phone won't stop buzzing with messages from the collections agency. "Miss Williams." The club manager, Mr. Kim, appears in the doorway. "Mr. Khan wants to see you." Zara's stomach drops. Kang-dae, the owner. The man who sits in the private upper level every Friday and Saturday, surrounded by men in expensive suits who speak in whispers. She's worked here 8 months, and he's never spoken to her directly. "Did I do something wrong?" "Just go. Top floor. The guards will show you." The elevator ride feels like falling. The top floor is all dark wood and low lighting, security everywhere. They lead her to an office that overlooks the entire club, glass walls, minimalist furniture, and him. Kang-dae sits behind a desk made of black marble, reading something on his tablet. He doesn't look up. He's younger than she expected, mid-30s, maybe. Sharp features, dark hair styled perfectly, the kind of bone structure that belongs on magazine covers. But it's his stillness that unnerves her, like a blade waiting to drop. "Sit," he says in English. Zara sits. "You worked at Presbyterian Hospital in Houston. Trauma nurse. Top of your program." He still doesn't look at her. "Why are you cleaning bathrooms in my club?" "How do you?" "I know everything about my employees." "What?" Her throat tightens. "My credentials don't transfer to Korea. I came here on a cultural exchange that fell through. My mother got sick. I send everything I make home for her treatment." Finally, he looks up. His eyes are dark, unreadable, completely focused on her face. "Your mother has stage 3 breast cancer. You're $40,000 in debt. Your visa expires in 6 months, and you have nowhere to go." He sets down the tablet. "I have a proposal. I'm not interested in, not that." Something almost like amusement crosses his face. "I need a nurse. Private. Discreet. The men in my organization sometimes require medical attention that can't involve hospitals. That's illegal. Very illegal." He leans back. $50,000. Paid in full, up front. You work for me for 6 months. You ask no questions. You tell no one. At the end, you go home to your mother with enough money to clear your debt and pay for her treatment. Zara's heart hammers. What kind of injuries are we talking about? Gunshot wounds. Stab wounds. Broken bones. Nothing you haven't handled in a trauma unit. His gaze doesn't waver. "I'm not asking you to hurt anyone. Just to help my people when they're hurt." "Why me?" "Because 3 weeks ago, you stayed 2 hours past your shift to hold the hand of an old woman having a panic attack in the bathroom. You didn't know anyone was watching." His voice softens, almost imperceptibly. "You're kind. That's rare in my world." She should say no, should run. Instead, she thinks of her mother's voice on the phone last week, trying to sound strong while the chemo destroyed her. Thinks of the collection calls, the impossible debt, the hopelessness. "If I say yes," Zara says slowly, "I want one promise. You tell me the truth. About what I'm walking into." Kang-dae stands, walks to the window overlooking the club. "I run the largest criminal organization in Seoul. Protection, information, import-export of things that don't legally exist. My family has controlled this territory for 3 generations. It's dangerous. People will want to use you against me. But I protect what's mine. I'm not yours." He turns, and something fierce flashes in his eyes. "If you take this deal, you become mine to protect. That's non-negotiable." Zara stands too, meets his stare. "One more question. The old woman in the bathroom. Who is she?" "My mother." His jaw tightens. She died the next day. You were the last person to show her kindness. The air between them crackles with something unspoken. Okay, Zara whispers. I'll do it. Now Club Azure on Friday night is chaos and money. Zara's in the private medical room Kang-dae set up, fully stocked, completely hidden behind a false wall. She's treating a man with a knife wound when her phone buzzes. Come to the main floor. Now. She finds Kang-dae in the shadows near the VIP section, his entire focus on something across the room. What's wrong? Jinwoo Park is here. His voice is ice. My rival. He's been trying to take my territory for months. So he just asked about you. By name. Her blood runs cold. That's when Park appears. Handsome, drunk, confident. He grabs Zara's wrist, pulling her toward the dance floor. And Kang-dae's champagne bottle shatters against the wall. The music cuts out. Every person in Club Azure freezes as Kang-dae crosses the floor with the calm of an approaching storm. Park's hand is still on Zara's wrist, but his confidence is cracking. Kang-dae. Park forces a laugh. I didn't know she was yours. Just being friendly. 3 seconds. Kang-dae's voice could frost glass. They're gone. Security materializes from everywhere. 12 men, all armed, all focused on Park. But Kang-dae only looks at Zara, his dark eyes searching her face. Are you hurt? I'm fine. It's just a bruise. His jaw tightens. He reaches out slowly, carefully, and turns her wrist to examine the red marks Park's fingers left. When he looks up at Park, Zara's never seen anything so terrifying as his absolute calm. You marked her. I didn't mean. Look, this is a misunderstanding. You put your hands on my nurse. You disrespected what's mine in my own club. Kang-dae's hand stays gentle on Zara's wrist. Leave Seoul. Tonight. If I see you again, we won't have a conversation. Park's face goes white. He backs toward the exit, his own men scrambling to follow. The moment they're gone, Kang-dae releases Zara's wrist. Come with me. He leads her back to his office. But this time, he doesn't sit behind the desk. He paces like a caged animal, fury radiating off him. This is exactly what I was afraid of, he says in Korean, then catches himself, switches to English. Park found out about you. He'll tell others. You're a target now. So what do we do? He laughs bitterly. You leave Korea. I'll arrange everything. New identity, money, protection. You'll disappear. No. This isn't. I said no. Zara stands her ground. If I run, you look weak. Everyone will know they can get to you through me. That makes you more vulnerable, not less. I don't care about looking weak. I care about you being alive. The confession hangs between them. Why? Zara asks softly. I'm just an employee. Why do you care so much? Kang-dae stops pacing, turns to face her. For the first time since she met him, his perfect control cracks. Because I've been watching you for 8 months. Not just tonight. Every shift. The way you smile at drunk girls in the bathroom, making sure they're safe. How you split your dinner with the other janitors. You're kind in a world that's given you every reason to be hard. His voice drops. And 3 weeks ago, when you held my mother's hand while she died, you sang to her. You didn't know I was in the hallway, listening. You just cared. Zara's breath catches. Kang-dae. I offered you this job because I needed a nurse. I'm trying to send you away because I need you alive more than I need you here. He crosses to her, stops just short of touching. Do you understand? You've become the most dangerous thing in my world. Because I matter to you. Yes. She should be scared. Should run like he's telling her to. Instead, she closes the distance between them, takes his hand. His fingers are shaking. Then trust me, she says. Teach me how to survive in your world. Let me choose to stay. Zara, do you think I'm fragile? No. You're the strongest person I've ever met. Then prove it. Let me stand beside you instead of hiding me away. They stare at each other, something fundamental shifting between them. If you stay, he says finally, everything changes. You'll need protection, training. You'll be publicly connected to me. Then connect me. Make it clear I'm under your protection. It's dangerous. I grew up in Houston's 3rd Ward. I'm used to dangerous. She squeezes his hand. What I'm not used to is someone caring whether I'm safe. Don't take that away from me. Kang-dae exhales, and when he looks at her, the ice is gone. Just heat, and something almost like fear. Okay, he whispers. But we do this my way. The next morning, Zara wakes in a penthouse she's never seen. Kang-dae's private apartment, all windows and security. He's standing at the glass, phone to his ear, speaking rapid Korean. When he sees her awake, he ends the call. Coffee's made. Your things are being moved here today. I'm moving it. You're under 24-hour protection now. My men. My home. He pours her coffee, remembers she takes it black. Park called a meeting with the other families. He's claiming I'm weak because of you. That I'm compromised. What are you going to do? Kang-dae smiles, and it's absolutely predatory. I'm going to prove him right. Then I'm going to destroy him for it. The meeting happens in a neutral restaurant, private room, 5 crime families, 20 dangerous men. Kang-dae walks in with Zara at his side. The room goes silent. Some of you question my judgment, he says in Korean, then English. You think my nurse is a weakness. Park certainly does. He touched her last night. Left marks. He nods to his brother, Minho, who opens a laptop. The screen shows financial records, shipping manifests, evidence of Park's operations, everything needed to destroy him. This goes to the prosecutors unless Park is on a plane to Japan in 3 hours. Kang-dae continues. He disrespected what's mine. He doesn't get a second chance. Park lunges to his feet. You're starting a war over a woman? No. Kang-dae's hand finds Zara's. I'm ending one. Anyone else who thinks she's a weakness is welcome to test me. Nobody moves. By evening, Park is in exile. By midnight, every syndicate in Seoul understands. Zara is untouchable. The penthouse feels different in daylight. Less fortress, more home. Zara stands at the window watching Seoul stretch gold and glass beneath her, still processing the last 48 hours. She went from scrubbing toilets to living in a crime boss's penthouse, from invisible to the most protected woman in the city. Kang-dae appears behind her, 2 mugs in his hands. He's in sweats and a t-shirt, hair unstyled, looking younger and somehow more dangerous without the suits and stillness. You didn't sleep, he observes, handing her tea instead of coffee. How does he know she prefers tea in the morning? I keep thinking about your mother. Zara takes the mug. You said she died the day after I met her. But you've been watching me for 8 months. His jaw tightens. She'd been sick for a year. In and out of that hospital. I was there every time, in the hallways, watching her through windows. I saw you with other patients. How gentle you were. How you actually listened. Why didn't you just talk to me? Because men like me don't get to have things like you. He stares into his mug. We take. We control. We destroy. But you. He looks up, and the vulnerability in his eyes makes her chest ache. You give. You heal. I had no right to bring you into my world. But you did. I told myself it was practical. I needed a nurse, you needed money. Clean transaction. He sets down his mug. The truth? I wanted you close. I wanted to be the one who fixed your problems, who made your life easier. I wanted to matter to you. Zara's throat tightens. You terrified me at first. You still do sometimes. But I've seen you with your people. How they trust you. How you protect them. You're not just a crime boss. You're their family. They're loyal because I pay well and punish disloyalty. They're loyal because you care. Like how you remembered my mother's diagnosis. How you knew I take my coffee black. How you set up that medical room with equipment I mentioned needing once in passing. She steps closer. You pay attention, Kang-dae. That's not control. That's care. He catches her hand, thumb brushing over the fading bruises Park left. When I saw his hand on you, I wanted to kill him. Not strategically. Not for territory. I wanted him dead for touching you. But you didn't kill him. Because you were watching. Because I didn't want you to see that part of me. I already know that part exists. Zara turns her hand to lace their fingers together. You're a dangerous man. But you're not dangerous to me. How can you be sure? Because dangerous men don't shake when they hold my hand. Kang-dae exhales a laugh, and she feels the tremor in his fingers. You've completely undone me. I built an empire on fear and control, and you walked in singing to dying women, and I just... He stops. Starts again. I don't know how to do this. The caring. The wanting someone to stay because they want to, not because I pay them. Then let me teach you. Zara squeezes his hand. The same way you're teaching me to survive in your world. What if I fail? What if I'm too broken for this? Then we'll be broken together. He kisses her then, soft, careful, like she's something precious he's afraid of shattering. When they break apart, his forehead rests against hers. Stay, he whispers. Not as my employee, as my partner. Let me take care of you the way you took care of my mother. What about my visa? My mother's treatment. Your visa is already being handled. Permanent residency, work permit, everything legal. Your mother's treatment is paid in full. I transferred the money this morning. He pulls back to meet her eyes. I should have asked first, but I couldn't stand knowing you were carrying that weight. Zara should be angry about the presumption. Instead, tears burn her eyes. You pay for my mother's cancer treatment. I'd pay for anything that takes fear out of your eyes. She kisses him again, deeper this time, tasting possibility and promise. 3 months later, Zara runs a private medical practice out of Kang-dae's building, legal, licensed, serving the immigrant community in Seoul. She still treats his people when needed, but now she also helps Korean language students, undocumented workers, families who fall for the healthcare gaps. Kang-dae funds it all without question. Her mother comes to visit from Houston, cancer-free. Finally, and Zara watches her mother and Kang-dae have tea together, this dangerous crime boss carefully explaining Korean customs to the tiny black woman from Texas who raised her daughter to be strong. He's terrifying, her mother says later. But the way he looks at you, baby, that man would burn down the world for you. I know, Zara smiles. He already exiled someone to Japan for grabbing my wrist. Good. You deserve someone who knows your worth. On their 6-month anniversary, Kang-dae comes home early with flowers. White roses, her favorite, though she never told him. How did you know? She asks. I pay attention. He pulls her close. 6 months since he said yes in my office. Since he took a chance on a terrible idea. Best terrible idea I ever had. I was watching you for months before that night, he admits. But the real reason I finally approached you? I saw you crying in the staff room. You were so tired, so alone. And I thought, I could fix that. I could make sure she never feels alone again. Zara's heart swells. You saved me. No. He kisses her forehead. You saved me. You taught me that being feared and being loved aren't the same thing. That I could be both the monster soul needs and the man you deserve. You were never a monster. I was. Until you. They stand in the penthouse as Seoul glitters below, 2 people who found home in the last place they expected. The contract that brought them together sits framed in Kang-dae's office. A reminder that sometimes the best love stories start with desperation and a dangerous deal. Zara learned to stop pouring from an empty cup. Kang-dae learned that the scariest thing isn't rival syndicates. It's letting someone matter. And together, they learned that family isn't who shares your blood. It's who's willing to bleed for you. Years later, when Zara runs the largest immigrant health clinic in Seoul, and Kang-dae has legitimized half his empire, they'll tell their story as proof that kindness can disarm even the most guarded heart. That a woman on her knees scrubbing toilets and a crime boss afraid to feel anything can find each other and build something unbreakable. But tonight, they just hold each other,